I'm live. Welcome to the first ever Judson Graham live stream. I hope you can hear me. Fire off some comments. I'm going to get the comment section going on the laptop. I have about an hour, and I'm at Corey Robbins' house, and he's behind the camera right now, very diligently getting me framed perfectly. We spent about 45 minutes getting this light framed amazingly well. We have some high-tech tinfoil over here to shape the light. YouTube.com. I hope this is working. Corey, how's the framing looking? Do I look like a pro?
It looks actually pretty good for a quick little cell phone rig.
Judson Graham, new. There it is. Okay, you guys can hear me. All right, Corey Robbins in the chat. Chad Freeze, what's up? Joseph King, how we doing? Trevor Steele is in the chat. The man, myth, legend. Hi, Mark Frazier. Hi, Michael Kennedy. Welcome to the whole chat. Yeah, it looks amazing. I'm looking at it right here.
Cool.
I'm going to turn the sound.
I'm going to go do what you asked me to do.
Yeah, so I haven't... Let me turn this like this. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I played Beat Saber for the first time last night, which is a VR headset game. And it's really funny to watch without sound. So I have Corey in the background over here about to play it. But hey, let's wait for a few people to get into the chat. Let's see how many people. We got 16 live people. And while we're at it, fire up some questions in the chat. I'll do some Q&A. And then once we get a little more into the segment, I will tell you a little bit more about the Team Fly deal, tell you a little bit more about where I'm at right now, what I've been doing the past week, which is paragliding, and it's sick. And then I'm going to go flying at Point of the Mountain. Jillian Wintermute says, I'm watching this while kiting. You're adorable, and I love you so much. Mark and Elena Honeycutt. Hi, Mark and Elena Honeycutt. I miss you guys. You're amazing.
Hey, Honeycutt.
Okay. Michael Kennedy asks, hey, want to ask where your lady friend is. Is she along for the ride? No, not right now. Jillian is in Florida, currently kiting apparently. And she has found her niche, her passion right now in paramotor instruction down in Florida. And we didn't see it advantageous for her to come out here with me as I kind of go on this new adventure. So we're mutually on the same page. I saw her 2 weeks ago in Colorado, and it was amazing. We went to a hot spring. But Jillian's down in Florida kiting right now. Let's see. There's music in the back. That's amazing. Oh, there's so many people. Dave Taylor's in the chat. Hi, Dave. Josh Perry says, what's up with the Beat Saber? Oh, okay. James Turncliffe says, have you ever thought of coming up to Canada and flying around Kelowna, British Columbia? Beautiful country up here. Yes, I want to go to Canada so bad. I am kind of a Letterkenny fan, and I want to see what that culture is like in real life. So I'd love to come up to Canada for that and for some really cool flying. Tango Sierra says, what makes the Mustache Flare so special? I see it everywhere. I'm a noob. Basically, the Mustache Flare uses an entirely different method of steering. Instead of having a brake that just pulls down the trailing edge of the wing, it actually changes the whole angle of attack of the wing, like a trimmer or the speed bar, but you have all of that speed range controlled in your hands. So you can go really fast going hands up or pull your hands down and go really, really slow. But Corey, could you take that down just like 5%? But yeah, you have a huge speed range in the brakes, which is what makes that thing super cool. 54 live watching. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Trevor Steele says, one day I want to fly as good as you. I don't know, dude, you're pretty good. All hail Judson's skills. What did I do? Hot Butter Productions. Hi, Steve. You got a problem with Canadian gooses taking Canadian deuces, then you got a problem with me, and I suggest you let that one marinate. I can't do a good Wayne. Has anyone watched Shorzy yet? That's pretty fun. Ooh, let's bring some more questions into the chat. I'll answer them for like 10 more minutes, and then I'll just tell this story. Jack the Smack says, tell us about the Drift Air. Oh, well, the Drift Air that I have is a 14 meter, and it's the smallest wing I've owned. It's fast. It's less efficient than the Viper, but it's really, really good in turbulence, and it's fun to like freestyle around on. I find myself at altitude up here, 4,000, 5,000 feet, reaching for the Viper a lot more because it's a 16 meter and has more lift. The 14 burns a lot of gas at altitude, and it takes a while to take off, and you come in screaming. So I think a 15 Drift Air would probably be better for altitude, but yeah, the 14's awesome because I can keep up with Johnson, Q, and Tucker and all the people who are faster than me. Oh my gosh. Reading. Should hit up Vegas. I'm gonna move through the Vegas area. I'm gonna be seeing Brad Roper. I'm in Draper, Utah right now, actually. So I'm right by Point of the Mountain, right by Superfly. And I've been doing a lot of paragliding. But next week, I'm going down to Southern California to actually start working with Team Flyhalo. The first thing we're gonna be doing is skydiving. I'm going to start learning how to skydive. And we're gonna have some really cool guest people on there to be involved with the filming of that. There's gonna be somebody falling out of the plane with me, filming it on their wrist with a red camera, like for cinema. It's gonna be amazing. Been offered a warp going from a free ride. Should I? I don't know. Friggin' try it. What did I make of Top Gun Maverick? Okay, can I geek out for a second, please? Oh, Top Gun Maverick was so good. So I was a little afraid it was going to be like this cliche fest, and it's not. The thing that blows me away with that movie is the practical filmmaking. Every shot in that, you could pause that movie literally anywhere, take a still of it, and it's like a beautiful picture. It's shot so good. It's beautiful. So I was just geeking out about the cinematography, but the story is great too. It's really cool. So I don't know. I recommend it. If you like airplanes and like the first Top Gun, you're gonna like it. It's great. It's great. Would our chairs look different if our knees bent backwards? No, you. Kyle Mooney says, I miss you, buddy. Come back. I miss you too, and our synchro spirals are the tightest in the land. Let's get those going again. Hey, hello there from Southern Utah. Love seeing you on this side of the country. I love being on this side of the country. I can go outside and there's a mountain with snow on it, and that's so cool. Devin, hi Devin, says Speedster 3 or Drift Air. Any similarities? Drift Air is free ride plus level. It's definitely in that like slalom wing class, but it's like a little more tamer. I could definitely see you, Devin, on a Drift Air like as your forever wing in the right size, because it's not as demanding and just like bonkers as the Viper 5, but it still does everything you want it to, and it's just super good all around. Like that wing is, in my opinion, one of the best like all-arounders for a super advanced pilot. It's choice. Trevor Steele says free ride over warp. I agree. Is Ozone Spider 3 a good wing for a second wing from a beginner wing? Yes, it is, 100%. Joshua Marsh says, was able to make it late. I am wanting to get into better editing. What is a good computer to help with editing? M1 Max chip, Apple, will solve all of life's problems and more. Oh yeah. Dave Taylor says, howdy Trevor. Well, we got 62 people watching. Oh my gosh, greetings from Germany. Will this be available as a VOD? It's way too late here. Yeah, dude, I'll post it up. You can watch it later. You don't have to stay up. Hi, Whitney. Oh, this is so cool. Is the Mustache paramotorable? Yes, the manufacturer says don't do it. The problem is, for anyone who's flown the slalom wings with power attack that are really fast at full speed, just know that the Mustache is like anytime you go hands up, like being on full bar. So you have to hold your brakes down here to be at like a normal position. And then when you go hands up, it just super fast and you're diving. I love the fact that you're getting into the cinematography. Please do not risk your biscuits just to get that shot. 10-4. Paraninja texts me, your number is blocked and I can't call you back, LOL. What the heck? There is only one mustache in PPG, and that's James P. Jensen. Changed my mind. I could bring it back. I might bring it back. If you come back through Colorado Springs, you gotta let some people know. So cool places to fly. Okay. Is paramotoring an option for somebody who weighs 250 pounds? Yes, absolutely. Just need a slightly bigger wing, maybe a bigger motor. I know plenty of people who are flying at that weight. Okay, we have 65 people watching, which is crazy. But I want to talk about the reason I'm out west, because I've been trying to explain it in videos, and for the videos, I feel like sometimes it's hard to be candid in front of a camera when I'm trying to get one take that's clean. But basically, here is the whole story for everyone. I have been into photography, cinematography, since before paramotoring. I was going to go to college for filmmaking and photography. I love cameras and making stuff. And I started making videos about flying, which is my other passion, about 1.5 years ago. And it's taken me to some really cool places. One of those was the Salton Sea fly-in in February. Now, I almost didn't go to this. My van's engine blew up. Corey, you good back there? He's playing the game. I almost didn't go to this. My van's engine blew up. And Dave Taylor, who is in the chat, was like, hey man, you should really come out. And I was like, all right. So I got a plane ticket and I came out. And I was only gonna stay for the fly-in. And then I was talked again into staying at Salton Sea with Team Flyhalo to get to know them better by Dave Taylor. He's like, you should really stay. Anyway, I started hanging out with a dude by the name of Jason Lahell, who is a pretty cool filmmaker. He's a director in Hollywood. He's directed some feature-length films. He's up there. I don't know. Anyway, he was like, hey, it looks like you have a passion for this. I want to help you do this all the time. And I was like, okay. And conversations happened. And then we basically came to an agreement where I'm sponsored by Team Fly for right now 1 year. There's like a, let's call it a reevaluation after 1 year. Basically, they want to see that my channel grew. So subscribe if you're not all of you are subscribers. But if you're not a subscriber and you're in this chat right now, freaking go down there. Don't even worry about the live stream and subscribe. But basically, they're sponsoring me to go make videos. They're basically allowing me to have the financial freedom to an extent to just dedicate myself to filmmaking and also move out west, which is what I've wanted to do ever since I came over that one hill in Wyoming with Tucker, and it was just beautiful. So right now I'm slowly making my way across the western United States. I made my way from New Jersey to Colorado real fast, and then since I hit the mountains, I've been slowing way down. But basically, I'm just gonna be doing stuff in collaboration and or in association with Team Flyhalo. They're providing me with cool opportunities, adventures, flying things to do, and in turn, I just say, hey, this was brought to you by Team Flyhalo, and promote their message of safety in paramotor, which is something that's super important to me. So this whole thing just happened really organically. I feel like a lot of these sponsorship things end up coming off like forced. Just want to take a second. This video was sponsored by Squarespace. More about, yeah, like that. I don't like that. But the whole Team Fly thing came across really naturally. And I don't know, it's working out super cool so far. And right now I'm at my buddy Corey Robbins' house, who's a YouTuber who's bigger than me, bush paying pilot, super cool dude. and killer at Beat Saber. I mean, like, that's so funny. But that's the whole thing. Anyone have questions about that? Fire them off. Let me get back in here. And I can look. Any news on a free ride to keep hearing rumors, but that's all. Well, I don't know much. I hear from some sources at the slalom stuff in Spain right now that Nico, Ozone team pilot, slalom racer, is flying some kind of unmarked prototype wing that he won't let anyone look at. So I'm going to assume that's a free ride too, which means that it should probably be out sometime at the end of this year. I don't know. I'm very excited for that. That thing's going to be a ripper. Will I be doing... Did I see the Cine jet they used for Top Gun? Yes, and it's awesome. Sad you're not going to be in Utah when I'm going to get back, Trevor Steele. I'm sad too. David Began says, will you be doing any training with Team Flyhalo? Yes, I will be. And I'm excited about it. I will be doing an advanced course, like a 3-module thing. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I will be doing advanced training with Team Flyhalo under the supervision of people who have a lot more experience, not only flying, but with cross-country type endeavors, because this is going to be aimed for that. Basically, it's like advanced techniques, planning, and then we're going to go out and do a cross-country. And I'm going to be, you know, bouncing ideas off of people who are really good at cross-country, so I'm excited about that. Okay. Your vlogs are catching up with KC Neistats for sure. Yeah, I definitely get a lot of inspiration from Casey and Van especially, and I have to check myself sometimes to make sure I don't do something that's like too overtly Neistat. And it's not even that I'm trying to copy them, it's just I've watched so much of that style. It's just what happens in my brain when I try to do something. But yeah, they're really good. I guess the reality of YouTube is those Squarespace sponsorships are just the only way. I don't think it's the only way creators can make decent money. I think there's a lot of different ways to do it. It's probably paying quite well, but I don't know. We'll see. I really struggle with the idea of putting something in my video that is not mine and I don't want in my video. I actually just had a really cool conversation with a YouTuber by the name of Chad who runs Living the Van Life, and he does very similar stuff to that I'm planning on doing, just adventure travel vlogs type of stuff, but with a priority on cinematic stuff. And we talked about the sponsorships, and he basically came to the same conclusion of it's worth it if you need to pace for something, but it takes away from the video. Okay. JP Tulo, you are my hero. What's up? Mark Fraser says, hope you'll work on Freestyle 201 with Team Flyhalo. That would be a distinct honor. Like, I learned a lot. I would say my foundation for dynamic flying was from Freestyle 101, which is a multi-part thing that Team Flyhalo put out that gives you a groundwork for progressing in dynamic flying. It's amazing. If you want to like learn wingovers and all that stuff, Freestyle 101. It would be cool. Hot Butter Production says, I wish I could have a ton of money. This video is brought to you by Hot Buttered Steve. You're welcome, buddy. I got it. I weigh 70 kg. Should I get an Explorer XS? Oh, dude. I was just at a barbecue with some paragliding friends I'd met, and we were arguing over whether or not I should get an Explorer XS or double XS. The Gin Explorer 2, I believe, is a free flight wing for paragliding. It's a high B, And as I get more into paragliding, I'm like, oh, I want a setup for this really bad. And apparently the Explorer is the way to go. And I'm right in between the extra small size and the small size. I think I'm gonna, and the extra small and the extra small size. I think I'm gonna go for the extra small, not the double XS, so it's good on the motor as well. Hot Butter Production says, LOL. What's in it for Team Flyhalo? Well, they get some hip kid talking about them on the internet, and we just get to grow together. But mostly, like, hip kid promo. I don't know if they want me to say it like that. Derek, I miss you too. Whitney says, how'd you like the old hippie dip? I went to Orvis Hot Springs. We paid money, and it was amazing. You can see mountains, and yeah, it was a good time. Wingman says, just getting into paravlogging. What video software do you recommend, and what do you use? I think we're back in a Q&A. I'm just chatting now. I think it's fun. We got like an open forum. I edit in DaVinci Resolve. I'm not saying that's the best program. From what I hear on the internet, a lot of people are actually switching to it because it's more stable. The free version has more features than you would possibly ever need. However, the learning curve is a little bit steep. But if you want a fully featured editing suite, DaVinci Resolve is what I think is really cool. Question, if they had pylon racing in the US, who would you want on your team? That assumes I'm racing pylons, which I don't know. And does that count US? Is it only US pilots? Because like I want Alex and Marie Mateos on my team, and then Nico on my team, and then Dimitri's on my team. Like that's who I want on my team because they're the best. Judson Graham, what is your tolerance for flying in the rain or drizzle? None. I mean, like, I'm not gonna willingly go fly out in the rain. If it's raining a little bit, it's not that bad. I let the trimmers out so the glider's faster. It's less prone to a parachutable stall. And I try to land as fast as possible. But if it just like turns on and it's a downpour, then number one, I've done something entirely wrong and not checked the weather. And number two, I'm getting on the ground as fast as possible. It doesn't matter where I'm at. Oh, so glad. It's my favorite place, Whitney. Yeah. JP Tulo says, Maverick or Scout, be honest. Okay, I'll be honest. I like the way the Scout feels in the air better. The straight swing arms, the way the harness cups me, it's very racy. And the aerodynamic torque compensation, especially when you have the carbon hoop, makes that thing just lock in and hook like nothing else. That being said, the Maverick is objectively superior for out of the seat, high wind, like bouncing on things. The out of the seat position is better. Which one would I recommend to a beginner? They're both fine. They're both really good paramotors. I would fly either one of them like exclusively, but I like the Scout better for the way I fly, generally speaking. The Maverick's also a little more, I want to say easier to launch just because it doesn't have that recline angle like the Scout. I don't know, I just like the Scout because it flies really, it's like a paramotor built to fly well, and that's what I like about it. I just downloaded DaVinci, love it already, just need a better computer. M1 Pro will change your life. M1 Max will ruin it. This is so fun. I'm so glad everyone's here. Like I feel so appreciated and like just warm fuzzies. Like this is so cool. Out of seat position. Yeah, I guess I won't know what that is. Okay, when you land and you launch, your feet are down. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like the seat of a paramotor folds from a you can run position like this to a I'm seated comfortably position, and the way that articulation happens is better on the Maverick. You good back there? Everyone say hi to Corey.
What?
You good?
What's up?
Hi. You want to say hi?
What's that?
You want to say hi? Beat Saber Hero?
Are
Okay.
you done?
I'm not done.
Okay.
Do people want me gone yet?
No.
I don't think so.
Of course they don't.
Oh. This is Corey Robin. He's a friend of mine.
Hey, what's happening?
Hi. You learned how to fly paramotors like 2 years ago and then haven't since, but you fly push planes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's Beat Saber?
It's a good way to get a workout. So it's awesome. It's fun.
Yeah. Thanks for like opening your house up to me and like giving me your whole studio. Even though I'm sitting at the studio backwards, so like there's like a nice backdrop and flags, and I just was like, no, I need Corey in the background.
Like he wants me to play Beat Saber. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you were stoked on it yesterday, and then
I
we were
am. I'm
laughing
stoked.
about it.
It
Yeah.
is funny.
Yeah. I still have to do laundry at your house. I'm gonna do that like tomorrow or something.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Have fun Beat Sabering. And
I will.
okay. We're gonna spend like another 15 to 20 minutes on this, and then I'm gonna go over to north side of Point of the Mountain and fly a Jane Explorer XS and try to bench up. Good break dancing in the background, Corey. I love it. Didn't know Corey was he's not really a paramotor guy. He just did it.
I'm not really a what?
I mean, you're a paramotor guy, but you're not like actively pursuing it.
No, it's super awesome though. I loved it. I'd love to do it again. I just had some health complications with my spine. I didn't want to.
Oh yeah.
That's all right. Oh, just take a
Cool.
breather, just for a minute.
He's taking a breather. What do we got going on in the chat right now? How much does it cost to get into paragliding? Well, paragliding is a little bit cheaper because you're not buying a motor and you don't have to maintain the motor. I would say $6,000 to $7,000 all in. Like a brand new wing is $42-ish, $100. Brand new harness is $800, maybe a little more. And then you gotta get a reserve and radios and a helmet and you know, all the little knickknacks and doodads and all that, and then you end up around $6,000. Cool. Live from the flight, that would be cool. I don't know if I'm going to Endless Foot Drag this year, Josh Perry. I just really don't know where I'm gonna be at that time. Judson, come to Australia, we will put you up. Okay.
Pick him up on that, bro.
Corey from the background's like, go, go. That would be sick.
Do it. Have him double down. Be like, okay, start a GoFundMe. Buy me the plane ticket too.
Start a GoFundMe, buy me the plane ticket. That's what Corey says.
Judson, you're doing it, buddy.
Corey says, I'm doing it, which is cool.
Congratulations.
I just want to say, like,
I'm jacking in.
he's-
I'm gonna dance for you.
he's connecting to the Matrix. He's gone. I just want to say, like, being a full-time filmmaker is the term I want to use. Filmmaker has been a dream and like aspiration of mine for probably 7 years. Since my freshman year of high school, when I first saw Casey Neistat doing the daily vlogs, I was like, I want to, in some capacity, be a filmmaker, a YouTuber. And that's kind of a reality right now. It's small, but it's growing. But like, I just went live on the internet and 60 people are here. And that's like, that's mind-boggling to me. That's so cool. Okay. Tucker Gott has some what? JP, we need some sponsors. Yeah, I'll come visit Australia at some point. I might have Lucian Sims chaperone me. That'd be cool. What are the smoothest paramotors you've flown? Mechatronics asks. Well, the answer to that is simple. It was the electric paramotor I flew that Bo Feldman built. Electric is definitely the future in cars and later in aviation, but oh, the electric paramotor is so cool. It's just silky smooth, it's super quiet, and when you go to idle, it's not running, so it's just silent. When they can make a paramotor that runs for 2 hours and doesn't weigh more than like 65 pounds, that's electric, I think I'm gonna be all over that, because I rarely fly for more than 2 hours, very rarely. So that would be amazing. Reliability is gonna go through the roof. Just usability, it's just A1. Any Icarus plans? Chad Freeze says, yeah, but you're actually making less videos than before this? No, I'm not. I've been making 1 video a week, and I'm killing it. Any Icarus plans? I don't know if there's going to be an Icarus coming to the US anytime soon. I'm hoping to get into some sort of long-range paramotor adventure, multi-day, unsupported type of deal, maybe this fall. I haven't done that before. It's like a real new challenge, and I think that's awesome, so I'd love to do that. With filmmaking taking off, you're going to need a team of writers and storyboarders. I just talked about that today with Chad, and he was like, dude, just go out and put yourself in cool situations and the story will write itself. And so far, it has. And I want to continue to do that and just share my experience. I don't want to have to write you a story. I just want to share the story of what happened to me and the story of other people. I really love getting other people involved now. Like next week, if you saw that last week's video, I had this dude Victor at the end who literally just Facebook messaged me. I flew in the air at Mineral Bottom and I got this message that was like, oh dude, come to this pin. And I was like, I guess I'm going. And I met Victor and he was a super cool dude, very eccentric. And I spent the day with him. He had Starlink and I got to upload some videos. But it's just hanging out with Victor and I think that's really cool. I hear hot buttered production. We'll arm you with an arsenal of one-liners and dad jokes. Dude, fire them off. Just like put some in the chat and I'll just read them deadpan like this. Didn't Casey even end up in a film from one of his vlogs as well? I think so. Like those guys, the Neistat brothers, didn't start on YouTube. They just happened to find success currently on YouTube. They definitely had a like a career in filmmaking beforehand. Cool. Well, it's 6:02. Sunrise is 8:58, and I am going to go fly north side of Point of the Mountain. Now, I want to talk about this real quick. I don't know. Raise a show of hands. Has anyone flown Point of the Mountain before north side? Because south side's easy. It's just a bowl and wind comes up it and there's lift and then you fly around. North side is like a lip that lift comes up from, and then there's this flat spot that you launch your paraglider off of, and then it goes up again. And then you really want to be up here because that's where all the good lift is, and it's easy to fly up there. Down here is like a big cluster. Everyone's flying around here. And it's called benching up. Now, the first time I went out there, I don't know if the conditions are perfect or I was like a superstar that day, but I benched right up, no problem. I've been out there 3 more times, and I have failed the whole bench up scenario a total of 7 times now, where I like go for, you have to get up higher than the launch site in front and then shoot across, and I've just shot across and then bombed out and had to run back. So I'm hoping with the Gen Explorer 2 I can have a little more lift and get up there, but I don't want to leave Draper, Utah until I bench up again because it's magical. Andrew Lutz, how many more days will you be at Point of the Mountain? Probably just tonight, maybe tomorrow, but I gotta get moving. Your interviews at fly-ins and air shows are so fun to watch. I really appreciate that. I love talking to other people, especially in our community. I think a lot of the style of the video, highly recommend checking out Channel 5, but that kind of just microphone in your face type of deal is all Channel 5. How do I get into this lifestyle? I live in New York. I think there's this moment where you have to just say, I'm going for it, and whatever happens is gonna happen, and it might not work. Try to set yourself up with some sort of backup plan if it doesn't work, but with anything, I think you can daydream about it all you want. You can daydream about getting into paramotors, you can daydream about being a full-time filmmaker, you can daydream about all of this stuff, but like there has to be, if you want to do it for real, there has to be this moment of, okay, like this is the steps I'm going to take to make this happen, and then you're gonna go do it, and it's probably going to be more amazing than you ever expected possible, and it also will be an emotional roller coaster and frustrating, and stuff's gonna break, and it's not gonna go the way you planned, but it's overall just gonna be a super cool experience. That's my answer. I'm a noob, I'd die. Why? Don't do that. Will you be doing any overseas projects with Teamfly? Would they fund that? That's a definite maybe. We haven't really talked about it that much. I would love to go to Iceland. Jason, Canyon, if you're watching, I want to go to Iceland really bad. Just, you know, I just put that in the back of your brain. I really want to go to Iceland. But yeah, I think that is a possibility. Hey, cut Trevor some slack because he's really cool. And stop shaming that dude because he's a really good pilot. He's definitely better than you. Tucker had the FAA called on him so much, he had to make a t-shirt about it. Have you had the FAA called on yourself? No. No, I haven't. Ordinary plane reviews. Is that like regular car reviews? Oh man, I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah, Glenn Watson, I struggled with your very early videos. I struggled with them too, and I watch them now, and I'm like, oh man, you were bad. But I think that I had to really suck at videos to get to what I believe now is like a point of competence. I still feel like every time I make a video, I grow like a palpable amount. I assume at some point that will plateau. This curve is very similar to learning to fly. When you first start, you do like the cool, like this tiny little turn, you're like, that was sick, and it's nothing. And then there's like this period of quick growth, and then you plateau, and you know, there's ups and downs on this, of course, but you end up at a level of like sustained competence, and I hope to get there soon. I feel as though I'm close, but yeah. Love Point of the Mountain. Bench and fly until sunset glass off. I did that. It's so cool. You can literally like turn your risers around and chat with your buddies. Oh, it's amazing. Andrew Lutz says some free flight future videos would be sweet. Your motor thermaling vid was one of my favorites. Andrew Lutz, I have like 60 gigabytes of flying at Point of the Mountain, and I'm gonna chop that up into something. So there will be free flight action. There are people that teach how to hang glide, but that's not what I want to do. Hang gliding seems cool. I'm reading some comments. Abrams Family WC says, that guy in the background, does that guy in the background know how silly he looks? Yeah, he does. And I have so much respect for Corey because he's fully aware. He knows how silly he looks, but he just doesn't care. He's so self-confident that he's just like, I'm just me. I forget what he said. He said something profound to me at Oshkosh that like changed my perspective on everything. I forget. It was something about just being yourself, but Corey, you live being yourself to the fullest, and that's what I appreciate about you, among other things. Wingman85 says, must have been hard to fund your journey so far as a full-time paramotor video maker. Yeah. I don't know, I was working full-time at Aviator. I don't really want to think of myself as a paramotor video maker, even though that's the basis of the story. I really just want to be able to share what I'm doing, what I think is cool and entertaining and interesting. And if that involves flying, which most of the time it will, because I meet a lot of people and make a lot of connections through that. But if it doesn't involve flying, then so be it. But Corey is not real, he's in the Matrix. He is in the Matrix, but he is real. It's kind of like a gray area right now. Wingman 85, any Judson Graham merchandise on the horizon? What's up, guys? JudsonGraham.com is where you can get all of your best paramotor merch right here, JudsonGraham.com. I made a website, it's called JudsonGraham.com. Somehow the domain name was still available. I bought it, and now it's merch website, JudsonGraham.com. So buy my merch, Wingman. Yeah. Is somebody looking for New York paramotor groups? I don't really know what's up there. I would travel somewhere. If you're gonna get paramotor trading, go to a reputable school. Like Aviators in Florida, there's Midwest PPG, Fly My PPG. There's a bunch of goods. I just don't go to a sketchy school is all I can say. But there's a bunch of really good schools out there, so it's not worth it. Anyway, it's 6:10. Load up the comment section with whatever questions you have for me live, and I will answer them. And at 6:20, I'm peacing for Point of the Mountain, okay? I just love watching that in the background. Hey, Judson, is it possible to hop like an astronaut moonwalk on favorable service? Yeah, you just need the right wind, buddy. I think that's what you're asking. Cool. Chad wants to know about the one wheels. You're gonna hurt yourself if you get a one wheel. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not if, it's when. So if you don't want to hurt yourself, don't get a one wheel. If you want a super cool mode of transportation, get a one wheel. Just know that you're taking that risk every time you ride it. I never flew Neil's Atom 80, Top 80. I did own a Top 80. It was my first motor. They're pretty cool. Derek Trout says go fly. Yeah, Derek, but like I'm gonna get there and then there's still gonna be 2 hours to wait. I would love to see you film and edit Matt Minyard and crew doing the slalom racing. Bro, listen, we out here, pylons, friggin' Gene Carve, ITV, you know? Like, that's what it would be like. And then I can't really do Ryan Gloqua's accent or the way Johnson Q talks, but I mean, Matt Minyard would just be like, bro, sideways. Hey, from Portugal, that's so cool. Any suggestions on a dual purpose PPG, PG wing? Ozone Kona, the Gin Vantage. You're never gonna get the best of both worlds. I would just get 2 wings, but yeah, Ozone Kona or Gin Vantage. Yeah, if you did the slalom racing, honestly, we've been talking just as pilots. I think I would love to have slalom racing or some kind of paramotor event in the US, but it needs to be like a crowd-oriented sport. Like, is anyone going to a Supercross event? It's got to be something like that where multiple people are racing. Maybe even some sort of paramotor adaptation of stole drag, but just people going around a thing one at a time, it's not going to work. You need some sort of like crowd is rooting for XY pilot. Otherwise it's just not American enough, you know, America. And then you got to get like that Bud Light sponsor, and then we're set. You tried the electric unicycle, great fun. I can't do it. I could probably figure it out. Shout out to Johnson Q in France, Pylon Ripper. Everyone go shoot Johnson Q at Class Q Airspace on Instagram a message and say good luck at the slalom races. I know it's like 2 a.m. over there, but all the US pilots are not even close to competing with the actual slalom racers, but he is in like a dead heat with Ryan Gloco, Matt Minyard, and himself. And I just want Johnson to win because he's my buddy. So everyone just send Johnson Q some love if you know him. Just be like, go slalom racer. I think Judson should stop in on small flying groups. I do. You just haven't seen me yet. I like being a part of the community, something that's very important to me in the paramotor community is to try to bridge gaps as much as possible. And I just find that this whole thing is way too cliquey, and I hate you and you hate me, and let's all get together and freaking kill somebody over a glider. Just kidding, let's not do that. But it's such a small community, and we all have something to learn from one another. I don't understand why everyone's so divided. Build bridges, don't burn them. Like when Trevor came down to Aviator, I learned so much about kiting instruction from him because, like, to be honest, like, love him or hate him, Dell and that crew is super, super good at teaching people how to kite a paraglider. Like, they're so good. But at the same time, Trevor came down and got his mind blown by my ground school that I was doing at Aviator. So like both of us learned something there. That was a mutually beneficial thing from two people that on paper in the paramotor community shouldn't be together. I don't know. I think there's way too much of this stuff that happens online, and you can be really mean to somebody on the computer and then you meet them in person and you become friends. Join my Patreon. Oh yeah, Dell interview. If you want to see Dell interview, Patreon, $5 a month. You got it. You thought of doing a paramotor demolition derby race? No, that's such a bad idea. Oh. Looking to try a free ride coming from the Sirocco 3. How those wings compare? The Sirocco 3 is just like a better free ride at this point. The free ride's super old. It's good, but I would look into the Drift Air or the Snake 3 or the Viper 5, just the Warp, just like stuff that's new. The free ride is the last generation. We're the Sirocco 3, the Drift Air, the Snake 3, the Warp 2, that's all like current generation stuff. The free ride is now kind of old. Anyway. My Judson bucket list video. Maybe some Pacific Northwest Seattle content Oshkosh walk around. I did an Oshkosh walk around. I'm probably going to be up there at some point. Pacific Northwest. But yeah. There's a lot of positive things that transcend what would divide us two. Yeah, we're all flying like a fan on our back in the air under some strings, under like a piece of fabric. Get over yourself. It's taking it way too seriously. Have I flown the Warp? Yeah, I flew the Warp 18 and 16. It feels remarkably similar to a Viper 5. Remarkably. That's what I'll say. Judson Graham video directed by John Waters. I don't know who John Waters is, and I feel like somebody's gonna take offense to that. I'll figure it out. Have you flown a Mustache? Yes, very briefly. It's that technology of pitching the wing instead of using brakes is gonna be the next thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know what generation of gliders we're on. Let's say we're just on 10th generation gliders. I think 12, 13 is gonna be some integration of using the angle of attack and the speed system itself as a control rather than just using brakes and tip steer. It's next level. Anyway, I appreciate everyone who joined this. We had like 67 live people, which is amazing. And for now, I'm going to shut this down and go flying and hopefully bench up. I'll post something if I bench up. I'll post a selfie. I'll be like, live stream viewers know what's up. I benched up. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But thank you every single one of you who is making this journey for me, this dream, a reality. Thank you for making it possible. Thank you for being incredibly supportive. Like just the Patreon, getting personal messages from people, like it's so cool. I feel so fortunate. But yeah, bye everyone. I hope if you get to fly tonight, you have a very safe, wonderful, enjoyable flight. I hope I have the same. But yeah, let's shut this guy. Phone is hot. Look at this. I'll give you a little tour. Hold on, just before we go. So we got Corey Robin out here playing Beat Saber. Rocking it. Look at these swords. You know, it's kind of crazy because these swords feel like they're real when you're in the VR. Get it, buddy. All right, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you later.